influential than Nas. Nas wants to smoke, come in the booth. I will wrap circles around.
Smoke. A little nervous was like B.I.G., Pac,
right?
Even cannabis like Eminem.
So if you were with us,
you may recall our coverage of Jim Jones' narrative on the Joe and Jada show a few days ago, when he boasted that he had more Billboard entries and awards than Nas.
You know who Nas is. If he's 22, he's born in 03. Check my track record, then check everybody else's track record. Then go to the billboards and check all my entries, then check all them entries. Pull up Nas' Billboard entries, then pull up my Billboard.
and today we have much more.
And today, there's a lot more that has resulted from this, as Jim Jones chose to intensify his claims about Nas and even went so far as to say that he would essentially wash Nas in 2025. Before we get into the specifics of his most recent interview, I think that Jim Jones's confidence today was influenced by the Jim Jones versus Pusha T feat, as you'll see in a little while, and boy. We even have a clip that has resurfaced that shows Jim Jones's name-worthy rappers who could attract his attention in comparison to a Jim Jones. When we get to it, you'll understand why Jim Jones lost it in that interview once N's name was mentioned. Everything will make sense.
When you say you better than Nas?
As far as let's get this right. I'm way more influential than Nas, and I don't care what nobody say. I know I made a little boo-boo when we talk about the sales and all this type of shit. I don't feel like getting into that rhetoric about where I started and where he started.
Well, you said that
but
bullshit.
Listen, Nas was nice when I was in high school. When I was in 10th grade, Nas came out. Nas was dope. We appreciated him. He had a little bit of run. But Nas always came up second to Jay and DMX and all these other people. Like,
Ain't no shame in that. There a lot of mofos came up second to Tom Brady.
He never had that type of influence on us, except for his first album. I already told you. So I'm a real fan of Nas, but he kind of lost me after the movie Belly and shit like that. Like,
look, I'm put it to you like this, Jim. Hey, bro, you been in this thing, but lyrically, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you.
Yeah,
y'all ain't epic with Nas.
Look how you dress. You don't even be in the same places I be in. The things that we listen to.
I can be in the church house. You can't F with Nas lyrics. I don't know who told you that. Now look, y'all know you on that good stuff, but you're not seeing Nas.
You got a bunch of 40 and 50-years-olds in their panties because I said I'm better than Nas.
It don't matter.
Look at you.
Ain't nobody from Dipset gonna take you over Nas. Nobody from the Diplomats but you.
Hold on. Jimmy.
You want to go back to I really mean it? I really mean it started. We could go back to your history, bro.
But you didn't even say that,
bro. Don't do that, bro. That's
hold on.
I
got a question.
Stick up for itself and meet me in a booth for something if we want to do something historical.
Nas say he don't do that no more. Nas say he don't do that.
Because he got $100 million. He's a very wealthy man. You heard he's a very smart businessman.
Oh, and he had much more to add in that interview, but before we get to it, so far it seems some users on social media are hellbent to memory hole NAR recent output and act like he's not been dropping music with Hit Boy and in the 2020s alone we've got King's Disease 1 to 3 and Magic 1 to 3, that is 6 projects in the 2020s decade so far, and we got takes like they are both legends, but right now Nas only raps periodically. He's not as consistent as Jim. Nas conquered rap and ventured off into business, so right now James Khaled is better than Nas. Jim should be doing the same, but his growth stopped. He wasn't really rapping back then, and perhaps we are in an alternate timeline because we got much more of this battle. I listened to both. Nas is a legend, won't take that, but Jim Jones' catalog is way more better than Nas. Y'all really can't rap a whole NS verse. Stop. Jim still dropping a heat, and just when you thought you seen it all. I don't care what nobody says. Jim is right after barely. Nas focused on his family and business, which ain't wrong either, but come on, stop acting like Jim telling a lie. And now some of y'all know what I have to deal with when I make these videos. Imagine people really out here trying to memory hole the fact that Nas dropped 6 well-received albums in the 2020s decade alone. Oh, and before we get to the contributing factors that explain why Jim Jones lost it over the Nas comparison, we got much more from Jim Jones in that interview.
This Jimmy, I've heard you preach it all the time, right? When you was playing football, the first thing you always say, ain't nobody hit better than me.
Tell him again.
You done told me that story a million times. Wait, listen to me now.
Fuck you think I'm gonna be second to anybody in this world? But God.
I'm just saying, that mentality, isn't that how you supposed to feel?
You know, let me ask you a question. When you was on the field, you thought you was better than T.O. and Moss?
Hell yeah, what you mean?
Man,
I ain't gonna say it out loud.
You done came on here and say, I ain't better than Moss, I'm not better than T.O., I'm not better than Rice. You said that.
I'm not playing the game no more.
But you wasn't when you was playing.
That's the difference.
Hey, Jim, while you talking, you need to get with the line.
I'm still playing.
Jada them done cooked all at the verses.
I'm still playing at a high level.
Hey, you jumping up the
I'm still playing at a high level.
You need to go back and get Jada.
I'm rapping. I'm rapping at a high level. You better check my stats, bro. I will run circles around Nas rapping right. I will run circles around Nas rapping right now. Right now, I will run Saturn around Nas right now rapping. Everybody knows that. You heard?
He
Let's not talk about the past.
He put it down. He said it down.
I will run laps around Nas rapping right now, bro.
Jim, you're talking right now. But I'm talking about when y'all in his prime and your prime, you couldn't see him.
I'm still in it. Right now, 2025, I'm in the game still rapping at a high capacity. If Nas wants to smoke, come in the booth. I will rap circles around. Smoke.
He enjoying that 150 million, 200 million.
Okay then, so then leave me alone while I'm on the field.
You was effing with him. He wasn't bothering you.
I'm on the field. I'm picking on whoever, whatever. I don't care. I'm on the field. And
Kendrick, Drake, Weezy, they on the field. You need to call like Drake. You need to call like Weezy. You need to call like Kendrick. You need to call somebody that's still in it. He ain't in it.
Why? Kendrick ain't my age. Kendrick ain't my age. I wasn't dating my era. That's not my era.
He retired. Have you ever heard of retirement?
Well, that's my era, so I'm calling all of them out. I don't care if you retired or not. Deal with it. If not, meet me in the booth, Jack. You heard me? Meet me in the booth. And I'm just talking about sportsmanship.
Hey, call Jada.
Let's get this right. I'm not mad. It's about the sportsmanship of the game. People know I'm a very aggressive person, and that seems to get misconstrued when I'm talking my shit. I'm just talking my shit, you heard? Let me talk my shit, because I am on the field. If anybody got a problem with that, they can meet me on the field. That is the booth. Anybody from that era. Anybody.
Hey, well, you and Jada in the same era.
Anybody from that era. Don't try
you
to
ain't seeing Jada. Stop that. Stop that.
Anybody from that era.
Put the breakers on.
And even back to the point of NS getting overshadowed by Jay and DMX, even users who would give him that point still aren't having it. NAS was always overshadowed by Jay Z and DMX. Okay, let's say this is true. Now I need Jimmy to do a list of the people who he comes after who overshadowed him. That's going to be a very, very long list. Jimmy was overshadowed by just people in his crew. And now let's take a trip down memory lane that explains why we got Jim Jones popping off right now, starting with perhaps the beef between Jim Jones and Pusha T that clearly gave him a confidence boost. And for those who missed it, this started in April 2023 when Jim Jones questioned Pusha T's number 29 ranking on Billboard and Vibe's 50 greatest rappers of all-time list. And back then, on Spotify's Rap Cavia podcast, Jim Jones dismissed Pusha's cultural impact, saying, and I quote, "What has he done that puts him in the greatest rappers of all time besides talk about coke that he probably didn't get himself?" Jim Jones also intensified his attacks on The Breakfast Club at the time, asking hosts to identify 5 Pusha T songs and asserting that Pusha had less influence than modern singers like Drake or Jay Z. Pusha T initially stayed silent but responded in June 2023 during Pharrell Williams' Louis Vuitton Spring Summer 2024 show in Paris, and a new Clips track dropped with lyrics widely interpreted as targeting Jim Jones when Push rapped "Beware of my name that dares delegate you know I know where your delicate crush you to pieces," and he went on you chasing a feature out of your element. And of course many fans interpreted this as Push suggesting that Jim Jones was cloud chasing and possibly referencing his ties with Drake. And now here's a segment that I believe gave Jim Jones the confidence boost we have today, because Jim Jones first hit back with a video on Instagram laughing and referencing Pusha's album My Name Is My Name, saying, "Let me know if they are serious cause my name is my name #Capo." And he followed up with the diss track Summer Collection targeting the Clips, and he rapped, "These two roach dudes don't know what to do with no Ray. Yay! Gave you whips, but that's what they do to the slaves." And he mocked Pusha collaborations with fast food franchises like McDonald's and Arby's. "The only beef you know, dude, is Arby's or the Big Mac," marking Pusha T's fast food jingles and the overall relevance of Clips and Push It is yet to release an official follow-up response to Summer Collection, and we still see reactions like these today since Pusha T didn't respond. Pusha T got his bum hooped by Jim Jones, and he won a beef with Travis Scott. Hating is the reason his hair never going to grow. And now that Jim Jones is going at NS, we got more in response to the latest video from Nightcap. Jim Jones smoked Pusha T in a rap battle, and they swept it under the rug. And yes, Joe Budden is one of the parties responsible for this narrative, as back in July 2023 we got headlines like Joe Budden claims Pusha lost Jim Jones battle. And apart from the confidence boost Jim Jones received from that, we got the primary link to why Jim Jones lost it over the mention of Nas in that interview with Fat Joe, as clips have now resurfaced from 2 decades ago where Nas pretty much disqualified Jim Jones as a worthy opponent, and Nas gave us a few examples of rappers who could make him nervous, just to explain why Jim Jones is not that guy.
think personally, all you need to do is just either one more MC, and I don't think no MCs will step to you after that anymore, period.
But it got, honestly, I can't, like, if it was like Jim Jones, imagine putting a pen to paper to write about him. He was so nice. He was so nice about him. How did he do that? What's the first sentence? What the fuck do you really about him? I'm not anxious to hear the Jim Jones diss record. Like, I'm like, yo. The niggas that used to have a nigga a little nervous was like B.I.G., Pac.
Right.
Even Cannabis, like Eminem, the niggas used to have me like, if we go at it, dog, we gotta go hard. You know what I'm saying? But these niggas like a Jim Jones, like I respect you getting your money. You're like, exactly, right?
But MC wise, you're not respecting his lyrical game right now.
I respect his hustle. I respect his hustle. That's fine.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
And this receipt was meant.
And many social media users responded to this receipt with a loud "Oh, now it all makes sense." Oh, James, I'm still upset about this guy. He was waiting for someone to say N's name so he could go back 20 years. Now that I understand where Jim Jones is coming from, I can laugh at it. He's still upset and ashamed about that. The fact that people on social media were able to find this receipt has given everyone the clarity they needed because everyone was shocked when Jim Jones crashed out in that interview. I'll be interested in hearing your opinions in the comments section.